Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. I wanted to show you teachers number 6 in your booklet. It's called Connect the Dots. I did that today, and it's using the colonization unit. There's plenty of cards to work with, but I worked with 21 different cards, and let me show you how this worked. I had my kids create a WordWeb, and what I did was that I placed 2 cards, some 3. I put 2 cards on each table. And what they did was they had to come to each card. They started on a certain card, and they had to write the word that was on the card in a box or a circle to create a word web. From there, they needed to go walk around the tables, walk around the room to try to find other cards that would match, or find some way of creating a connection between the card that they just started on and the new cards that they're around here. So what I did was I had them make a circle, put the word in, and then find that word that matched it. So, subsistence farming, they would need to find something to deal with the New England colonies, and so what I did, they could come over here and they actually looked at Mayflower Compact, and there's some way that you could connect that. Pilgrims were the Mayflower and the Pilgrims were the New England colonies. New England colonies practiced subsistence farming, so they would need to write that on the line that connected the two. And so here's an example of some of the connect the dots that I have. Here's one. This is pretty organic, which is really neat because it shows their thought processes. So I have one that's an actual single page, and then over here I had someone who created a word web using a spread in his spiral, which looks really nice and organized. And as long as they organize it, chances are it's going to make sense. And so the thing is, you're not going to find one that's going to be the same usually. So you're going to find all sorts of different ways to connect these words. And so what I did was I just brought them forth and we talked about it to make sure that the connections were there. A couple of things that you can do to modify it is you can actually create a word web template, add 6, 8 boxes, and then draw lines between them to make them work. And just to use a certain amount, you can decrease or increase the number, depends on how much time you have. But it's a really neat way for these kids to make connections on the different concepts and to see what kind of connections they come up with, because they're going to really have to do that on the STAAR test and any standardized test. So this is Connect the Dots on number 6, and we created a word web. Thanks, guys.